Welcome to the Over 40s Fitness Podcast. My name is Tristan Lowe. It's 2024 and today we're going to discuss the 5 reasons why you should go and see a personal trainer. I'm going to base this on just 5 reasons that I've experienced as a trainer for the last 15 years. Okay, so let's go straight into it. The 5 reasons why you should see a personal trainer. Well, the first one is one that most of my clients, I would say at least 80%, don't know the exact number, but let's say 80%, will hire a personal trainer, someone like myself. Weight management or body composition. That's your body weight, being overweight, carrying too much body fat, visceral fat, and not enough muscle mass, which obviously affects your health. The worst thing is that it gives you poor health. And then of course, another thing, it gives you a poor aesthetic, a poor visual. Now that may be a matter of opinion, but what is a matter of fact is that if you go and see a personal trainer, quite often there's a weight management or body fat reduction involved. Okay, so reason number 1. Reason number 2 why people come to see a personal trainer would be they've got a musculoskeletal injury. Okay, that's weight-bearing injuries to their hips, their knees, ankles, lower back, and if non-weight bearing, could even be something like their elbow or wrist, and quite often it will be from either a work-related injury, a sports injury, repetitive strain, or through lack of physical activity. So the body actually degenerates really quickly. So their bodies are essentially aging before their time, so they can get musculoskeletal injuries. That's the skeletal frame, muscles, ligaments, tendons. Okay, so that's another reason why. It's not always the first, not definitely the second, but it's in there. The third reason why people come to see personal trainers is because they don't know what to do when it comes to exercising, or at least starting exercise. All right, and that will be, an example being, we've got a 45-year-old man or 45-year-old woman. They've had a child or 2 children, they've been going to work for 15, 20 years plus, they've neglected their health and their physical appearance, and they don't know how to actually start a proper exercise, structured exercise program. Well, I always say to them, well, the best way to start is to actually accept that you need help or want help, whether that be from your trainer or from a friend or a colleague. If you're paying for instruction, always go to a certified professional. Don't always listen to your next door neighbour or somebody at work, okay, because they're just basing it on what they've seen on television or what one of their local friends say. So if you're going to pay for a personal trainer, always go to see a private trainer in a centre. Don't hang around their house, don't hang around their garden or anything like that, okay. Those trainers do exist, but quite often they're quite new to the industry. They may have some very good ideas, but they're ill-experienced. So go to a certified trainer in a centre. You don't know what you're doing, you don't know how to start, so you need some help. Okay, that's number 3. Number 4, why some people may come to see a personal trainer is because they've got a form of anxiety or depression or mood swings, male or female. Obviously, if it's a woman, it could be pre or during or post menopause or another time in their life. If it's a man, it could be too much stress at work, too much stress at the home that they can't handle. They physiologically can't handle non-stop, chronic and acute stress. So what they want is something to actually give them focus and discipline to take their mind off that stress. Not fix it, but at the very least take their mind off. In some occasions, alleviate the stress. It gives them the physical, mental, and sometimes emotional resilience to handle stressful situations. All right, okay. And number 5, now this one might come as a surprise. When I first started, when I turned professional in 2008, this reason wasn't really on my mind, but certainly now, 15 years later, and doing training hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clients, men and women, young and old, but mainly the age of 40 and above, with the advent of today's visceral, for want of a better word, dating market, people that become single men, single women, and they're looking for a new partner, looking for a new girlfriend or boyfriend, and maybe even wife. What happens is, most people nowadays, certainly in England, the UK, Europe, the USA, I think Australia, New Zealand, all parts of North America, some parts of Europe, they will eventually look to go on a date with somebody else. Now, if you are unhealthy or overweight at a time when you find yourself single, you may have been single all your life, but you may have had a breakup, a separation, worst case scenario, a divorce, and at some point you want to go back into the arena of dating because you like to meet someone. You want to go to the movies with someone other than your friends or on your own. You want to go out to dinner. You want to actually spend intimate time with your girlfriend or with your boyfriend. So that comes at a cost, and we know that comes at the most important cost, which is your time, because you can't get your time back. Yep. So what happens is there is definitely a percentage of clients that will seek out a personal trainer. They may not actually divulge that in the initial consultation, and maybe even not in for the first 4, 5, 10 weeks, but they may do. They may get so confident with their trainer, or the trainer can tease it out of them. When you scratch beneath the surface as a trainer, we always find out there's something other than just overweight or just underweight, or you're just tired. There's always another reason, a secondary reason, if not conscious or subconscious, sorry. Sometimes you scratch beneath the surface, we find out later on during your personal training journey. And if you are going to go out for a date, I think nowadays the days of dating people at work, hanging around the staff room or hanging around the water cooler, as they call it over in the States, looking to get a date of someone at work, it's kind of a recipe for disaster. Not on every occasion, but often enough for us to stay well clear of that. Put your pleasure outside work and keep work at work. Equally, people tend not to, again, certainly in Western culture, tend not to do the cold calling technique of literally just walking up to someone in the street. I see an attractive woman, go and ask her out on a date. Because one, there's the possibility that you might get the knockback, all right, and two, that could even be worse, you might get the possibility of someone calling you with this, that, and a third. So what people do nowadays, and I've seen enough of it, I've experienced it myself, they go and do online dating, and they download one of these apps, whether it be for free or it costs 20, 30, 50 pounds, I don't know, whatever it costs. I'm not suggesting you go on a particular app, I've used them myself. And if you're going to go onto a dating app and you're going to spend your hard-earned money, time and resources on meeting someone new and hopefully continuing that date until it becomes what we call a relationship or whatever category that falls into, you need to be in good shape, men and women. If you're abnormally overweight, you're unhealthy, you've got high levels of body fat, you're stressed out, you're carrying too much visceral fat, musculoskeletal injuries, you've got poor flexibility, mobility, poor cardiovascular health, you are predisposed to injury and illness because you're unhealthy. Okay, so anyone who's actually can pick and choose, if we get someone who's an 8 out of 10, let's just use a number, okay? It's a crude technique, but let's just use this. If you've got a guy or a girl that's an 8 out of 10 for looks, an 8 out of 10 for personality, again, that's a matter of opinion, but we're just talking numbers for conversation here. That person can pick and choose who they want to go on a date with, and they are not, 9 times out of 10, they are not going to deliberately choose someone who looks overweight and out of shape. Why would we? Why would I actually date a woman who is visibly unhealthy? Because my eye test tells me everything. If they are visibly unhealthy, 9 times out of 10, our eyes are one of our senses, and that tells us that they're more than likely going to be unhealthy internally, physically, emotionally, and anything else. So there is now a definite surge in men and women seeking out personal trainers to lose weight and get in great shape because they want to put themselves in the best position to not only get that first date, second or third date and get them over the line, but actually form a great bond with their chosen girlfriend or boyfriend. So there's 5 reasons, okay? Let's look at it again. Weight management, body fat reduction, musculoskeletal injuries, anxiety, poor moods, depression, and of course, one that we talked about, and that's because you don't know how to start, you don't know what to do, you can look it up, you've got access to the internet, but you still want someone to be there with you to make sure that you go on the right journey. And finally, to get yourself in great shape or better shape and healthier shape, first and foremost for yourself, and then at some point for that lucky person that gets to go on a date with you. All right, my name's Tristan Lowe. The podcast is the Over 40s Fitness show with Tristan Lowe. I think this is episode 34. We're in 2024 now. I'm trying different backgrounds, and okay, a gold star for anyone who can tell me what record that is. Right, that's one of the classics there. Just a little bit something in the background. All right, you can like, subscribe, and share my channel, Over 40s Fitness with Tristan Lowe, and I'll see you next week for the next podcast. So take one of those 5 reasons. If those 5 reasons, none of them are for you, there'll be some reason, okay? If it's not for you, then a friend, a family, a work colleague, or your next door neighbour. All right, thanks for watching, and of course listening. Bye for now.